So we're going to go through the big three real quick, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply ask these questions aloud. I'm going to give you a couple seconds to think, and then we're going to go back to the regular screen so we can talk through it. The big three are: what do you think about? How do you spend your time? And how do you spend your money? Cameron,
Hmm.
what do you think about, sir?
What do I think about?
Yeah.
Um, in relation to what?
In relation to fun, friends, family, finances, future, what occupies space in the brain?
Um, for me, especially right now, I guess you could say, well, the work part is a means to fun, freedom. The reason why I got into real estate was eventually, well, I want to do investment mainly, but eventually to get to a point where I'm working, less than 20 hours a week so that I can go on day trips, hikes, be outdoors, and kind of just doing my own thing, weather permitting. And so right now it's definitely a balance of keeping my sanity and my hobbies going, doing a lot of physical activity, and then balancing that with work and my routines there.
Okay.
Trying to make them all work hand in hand, and some of that too, which you and I have talked about, is figuring out how to make my social and my work kind of go together.
Yep.
How am I, lead genning when I'm out and about at the gym, for instance, or I made an appointment with someone that I was having lunch by myself at a restaurant over by my house, and started talking to someone sitting next to me, and was able to sit down with them and set an appointment. So. That's what's floating around in my brain right now.
And so what? Okay, so you work, you lead gen, you're in the affirmations habit, you're growing as a person, and then how else do you spend your time?
How do I spend my time? Right now, mainly rock climbing.
Okay.
As it's been getting nicer on the weekends, we've been trying to do a lot of day hikes. I actually just started. This goes back to networking too. I reacquainted myself with a friend from high school, and we started like a Facebook page of like people who want to get together and go out adventuring, basically, hiking, biking, rock climbing days, whatever, day trips to Portland. And we've gotten a couple hundred people to join the group so far. So we've been organizing those every weekend. Lots of new people from different groups that don't know each other. So
perfect.
Curious to see how that's going to go in the following weeks when it starts to get nicer out.
And how do you spend your money? Where's your money going? Where's your money going right now?
Majority of it's food and bills right now.
Food, bills, rock climbing, hiking.
That's $60 a month. Yeah. Luckily, the hiking is a pretty cheap hobby.
And video games.
Video games.
Yeah, let's not discount. I mean, this is really what happens.
Yeah.
And so, in the last one, we talked about our purpose. And the funny thing is about our purpose and about what we do is if we look over and we go, what do we think about? Where do we spend our time? Where do we spend our money? If you look at your purpose and you look at where you're doing, you can say, am I in alignment with my purpose and my goals?
Mm-hmm.
Are these three things helping me to get to where I need to go? Because you can say, hey, I want to be a saint and I want to be Mother Teresa. And if you're not out there helping the poor and the needy and none of your money's going to it, either your purpose is wrong, you're lying to yourself, or something's out of alignment. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So Rylan, what are the three things that you think about? What do you think about? Where do you spend your time? Where do you spend your money, sir?
Yeah, so for me, the biggest thing is having quality time to spend with my son.
Yeah.
It's amazing. He's already 7 months, right? And it really goes by fast. So I've blocked out the Saturday and Sunday, the entire days, right, just for family.
Yep.
And between about 5 and 8:30 every night.
Awesome.
So if I do some work, I'll do it after the 8:30, and that's really the most important thing to me.
Perfect.
For my week. And then kind of a lot of our friends and social circles have kind of evolved around being a parent. So I don't know if you guys seen pictures. We have a lot of mommy and daddy get-togethers at the Fremont Brewery. You know,
There you go.
so there's a lot of pictures of us, you know, wearing the Ergo and having like a beer on the other in the hand with the baby while rocking the baby.
Drinking and baby.
Yeah, well, that's my world these days. Zoos, aquarium, you know, parks, things like that. So that's kind of important as far as money goes, right? As I've kind of you know, learned more about money, I actually constantly spend less money.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, so it doesn't matter how much money I seem to make. My budget is in that $2,000 to $3,000 a month, which people are thinking is like, what? You know, that's nothing. But I have my you know, my LLC that is like my own holding company that pays for my car. You know, we have 2 cars, so I have 1 car paid by the company that pays for gas, travel, pays for a cell phone. When you understand your taxes really well, you can, you know, really get your personal income requirements down quite a bit. So yeah, so everything is, you know, a lot of it is more towards building wealth and saving. And I'll try to make as much money as I can, but like, that doesn't affect how much money I'll spend.
Awesome. Wow. Good for you, sir. You know what, really, for me, what I think about is what I read, just going back into those morning rituals and the nightly ritual. It's, you know, it's leadership, it's motivation, it's business, it's structure, it's investing, it's, you know, honestly, it's doing epic shit. I want to be the best and the craziest at a lot of things. And I think about presence. Presence is important to me, just like you were saying, Rylan, and just like you were saying, Cameron, to be there for the people who are around me, who are friends, who are family, just to be engaged and present and fully there. That's very important to me. I spend my time working, crossfitting, family. I play little video games too. You got to kill 13-year-olds on the internet. And coaching, training, reading. I think this muscle up here, you got to work it. Where do I spend my money? What's really funny, I'm really like you, Rylan. I keep my expenses extremely low, and I'm always evaluating, looking for the next deal. There's 2 of them right here on my desk. And looking for the next deal. I mean, that's going to be a whole nother coaching thing that we're going to put out, is basically how do you take what was given to you and multiply it? Okay, because it never matters how much money you make. It matters how much you keep and then what you do with what was given to you. I know plenty of people who haven't made any money, never a good salary, who are multi-millionaires, and it's because they were smart.
You know, it's pretty powerful. One of the things that I coach a lot is basically within whatever budget you have right now, right, you can actually become very wealthy if you thought differently about the money. So what I coach people is basically, you know, let's say you have a car payment at $380 a month, right? I teach them how to get the right life insurance policy, and that's a big right because like 95% of the policies are bad.
Yeah.
So if you get the right policy, right, you do a 7-year accumulation period, and within 4 years, the amount of money that you put into the policy is what the cash value in the policy is, and 60% of the money you put in is put into what's called a paid-up additions rider, so that after 4 years, the policy pays for itself throughout the process. But I've used this to basically you can finance your own vehicle. So what you do is every 4 years, you know, let's say your payment would have been $380, right? Just by now loaning your money out of your cash value from the life insurance policy to replace your payment. So basically, you'll pay the $380 to the life insurance company that you would have paid to the car finance company, right? After 40 years, the money is worth $1.65 million. And what happens is you start, you know, this is a plan that you can start today with $380 a month, right? What your car payment would have been. and it doesn't require anything more than what you're paying on your car. There is a accumulation period, right? And then what happens is that, okay, you keep putting the money in, and after about 12 years, now you have money to buy 2 rental properties.
Yeah.
And you could. We're not going to go into this, but this is kind of an example of what you do with your money.
No, I love it. It just shows the craziness of
a little bit of a
the
squirrel
group.
here. So let's.
It's perfect. More coaching. Links below. Find it. We'll tell you more.
Yeah, but it's pretty powerful. You could take your self-directed Roth IRA, buy the property, and then loan yourself the money from your life insurance policy to buy cash-on-cash return rental properties. Real estate, guys, is so powerful. You could do so many awesome things with real estate if you get the right coaching and the right mentorship.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're all about, right? We want to teach people the mindset and also the things that have taken 20 years to learn about real estate. People join these teams. It's not just to learn how to sell real estate, right? It's also to learn how to become rich, how to become wealthy. Because that, at the end of the day, is really what you want. It's not necessarily
If we go back to Cameron's, what did Cameron say? I want to create a vehicle that will give me some freedom, give me time so I can be outdoors, be with people, and make things happen, and yet still live comfortably. All we have to do is create a plan and a roadmap.
So, quick question, Cameron. Right now, this might be personal. You don't have to answer, but do you have any debt at all right now? Like car
yes.
payment? What is it, credit card, or is it like a?
I have a couple credit cards. To me, it's a lot. I guess relative to a lot of people, it's not, but probably around $7,000 or something like that on my credit cards.
Do you know what the interest payment that the credit card says it? You know what you think it is? Because a lot of times
I have a couple of them. They're all pretty low. I have a BECU card that's I get a pretty good rate on. I want to say low 20s maybe.
Low 20s?
That's the other one's like 14, I think.
Okay. Hey, so I've got. You guys want to know how to get a 40%, actually a 50% return with absolutely no risk?
What's that?
Always.
Yeah.
Okay. let me tell you, Cameron.
Does this involve a flight to Vegas, a pitching wedge, 2 bottles of Grey Goose?
No, it doesn't. It just requires a quick tip. So let me tell. Okay, so Cameron, your interest rate, it says is 20%, right? But realistically, it's probably more like 25 because of all the hidden fees.
Yeah.
25%. And so if you did what I just said, where you put the money that you're paying to the credit card payment into that life insurance policy, right? And you basically loan the money out to pay off the policy. Now you're paying yourself 25%, what you would have paid to the bank, plus the 20%, 25% that you're now paying to yourself because you replaced the credit card with your own bank of your own life insurance policy, right? So do the math. 25, 25, that's a 50% return just by thinking differently about your money and making the same payment you're making today.